Oh my goodness, I cannot believe this is finally here. Let me get my knife out of my pocket. Oh, dude! I'm fine. This knife's actually pretty dull. Hey guys, it's Autumn Guard. Today I'm going to be unboxing the new MacBook Pro 16-inch. And I'm really excited about this because I have had my old laptop for the longest time. It's a 2012 MacBook Pro. And if you haven't heard, Apple now considers MacBook Pros that were released in 2012 and older obsolete. So I'm not gonna say that I was forced to upgrade, but it was a nice little excuse to upgrade. But honestly, I've really wanted a new laptop for a while. Obviously, I do YouTube. I also do video for work. And even for music production, I'm sure this is gonna be way better than what I had. But anyway, let's go ahead and open this up already. Okay. Oh man. Holy crap, this is so big. I'm so excited. Just like look at that box. It just looks so new and pretty. Okay, moment of truth. And there it is, you guys. There it is. I've never actually unboxed a new Mac before. The last Mac that I had was pre-owned. So this is the first time I'm actually getting a brand spanking new MacBook Pro. I'm like scared. I'm like, what if I break it already? Whoa. There it is. It actually doesn't feel that much heavier than the old one I had. But then again, I'm upgrading from a 2012 MacBook Pro, and back then they were a little bulkier, so even though this one's bigger, it really doesn't feel that much heavier. All right, so let's open this thing up for the first time ever. Whoa, it's so big. Look how big that is, you guys. Ooh, booting for the first time. Alrighty, so okay.
To use English as the main language, press the return key.
Okay, that scared me. Alright, so the first thing that popped up was the language thing. I guess it's time for me to set up my new Mac. So let me go ahead and do that first, and then I'll come right back.
Much later.
Okay, so setting my MacBook Pro up took a lot longer than I expected, but I've got everything up and running now, so it's all good. I just did the whole Time Machine backup thing on an external hard drive, and that is how I got all of my data into this computer. As far as plugins go, I did have some plugins that I was able to use right away, and some I had to like re-enter the serial number, and some I did have to email support. So that was the biggest pain in the butt, but it's a small price to pay for getting a new laptop. Speaking of price to pay, this was not cheap. Although at the time that I got it, I used the back to school discount code, and it also came with some AirPods, which was pretty cool. I've never had those before, and I love them now. But let's quickly go over the specs of my new MacBook Pro. So I did go with the 2.3 gigahertz 8-core processor. The priciest upgrade that I got to this computer was definitely the RAM. I chose the 32 gigabytes just because I think in the future I might want to play with After Effects. So it's definitely something that's more of like future proofing rather than like, oh, I need it right now. If I didn't have an interest in video, I probably would have just stuck to the 16 gigabyte one. For the graphics, I did upgrade to the AMD Radeon Pro 5500M with 8 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. This one was kind of a no-brainer for me. I think when I got it, it was like a $90, maybe $80, or maybe it was $90, but it was a little bit of a discount, so I went ahead and went with that. As far as the storage goes, I did stick to the 1 terabyte SSD. The old laptop that I was working with only had about 512 gigabytes. The 1 terabyte is great because personally, I don't like to have my plugins on an external hard drive. It's just one of those things like where if I don't have my external hard drive, then I don't have my plugins. For me, it's just kind of a preference, but if you do have your plugins on external hard drive, like that's cool too, like not hating on you. I already have Final Cut Pro and I use Ableton, so I did not do these upgrades. The one thing that I wish I could have done if I had like a bigger budget would probably be to the 4 terabytes of storage, because again, I work with video and video files are just getting larger and larger, especially with 4K. But the cheaper option is obviously the 1 terabyte of storage. And what I do for my video projects is I just work on them on an external hard drive and it works perfectly. As far as dongles to get, this is the one that I got. It's got all the ports that I need. Apple does sell like the dongles to like connect like your USB, SD cards and such, but they do charge quite a bit for it. So I would just get one off of Amazon. I'll link the one that I use down below. It works great and you save money. One thing I was really surprised to learn about this laptop is that even though it's bigger than my old laptop, I had the 13-inch 2012 MacBook Pro, this is a lot lighter than the one that I had. So I went ahead and weighed my old 13-inch MacBook Pro and my new 16-inch MacBook Pro just to compare the weights. And yeah, the 16-inch is a little lighter. And for those of you that might be wondering, well, why didn't you just wait for the new MacBook Pros to come out? The ones with like I think it's like an ARM processor, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're gonna be cool, but I don't wanna be the first one to get it because I don't know how that's gonna work with like Ableton or all the plugins that I use. So I'm really happy I upgraded to this one now, and then in another 8 years, I might upgrade again. All right, so that is it for today's video, you guys. I know it was a little different. I had more of like a vloggy type style in the beginning. Hopefully you guys liked it, and hopefully it was informative to those of you that maybe are thinking about upgrading to the 16-inch MacBook Pro. Definitely give this video a like if you liked it, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys on the next one.